Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to the show where today we are going to talk about the Eclipse Portal 2023. What's going on between now and the next 6 months? So now would be the April, May eclipses of 2023. And then the energy of those typically lasts for 6 months or so. But I think these particular ones this year are lasting even more into 2024. So let's just see what Spirit has to say to us, what kind of support is needed, what guidance they can give us about this upcoming time in our lives. So get yourself cozy. I've got my favorite Olipop. This is Tropical Punch. So in line with the Aloha Spirit vibe that I've been playing around with this month. It's all aloha all the time here at the TLC for this whole household. So before we do anything, as you're getting yourself cozy, I want to wrap us all in love light and light love. And invite in the guides who overlight this show, Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Pleiadians, all the spirit guides of TLC for the soul. I'm just going to pop a top on this time. Oh, I don't know what to do about. Like a vacation for your taste buds, Tropical Punch perfectly balances pineapple, passion fruit, mandarin, and apple juices for crisp, juicy, and nostalgic flavor, reminiscent of your favorite childhood fruit punch. So whenever this one shows up, it's all about child's play. It's all about relaxing, not taking things so seriously, learning to... They're saying just let your guard down a little bit, that all is well. Everything is as it should be right now. They're bringing me in to help calm your nerves and just help you get all floaty in the upper realms and out of your head as we take a look, a glimpse in. Before I dive into anything, I'm going to do this. What I've been guided to do, and I kind of like doing it this way, we are going to do like a collective message for everybody, and then we are going to do a pick a card, and that way you'll get more individualized, I don't know, more personal messages, additional messages meant just for you. But before we get into that, I want to just clear the energy a little bit, bring in this singing bowl. It's my Buddha bowl. It's got a just do a little clearing. Because I know you guys have been busy. I know you guys have been running around. I know there's anxiety. I know there's big decisions maybe that are needing to be made soon, or that have been on your mind. And we're just here to kind of quell and calm and help you float on the seas of Honolulu Bay or whatever. Like, let's just go on a little tropical vacation together. So good. I remember when I was in Maui and I rented a cabana for the afternoon, and they gave you, oh, they're so good, and I was able to find them here. They gave you like pineapple slices in coconut water. Oh my God, so good. So pineapple from the island and coconut water from the island was so, so good. And I was able to find, it's hard to find. I don't know why. You could probably make it yourself. You could probably do it yourself. But I have a Sam's Club membership, and it's like a Costco, if you're not familiar with it. And that's here in the United States. So if you're somewhere else, who knows what there is there. But it's like a membership store, grocery store or whatever. But they had a big jar of like huge pineapple slices, not rinky dink like Dole pineapple. I shouldn't say Dole. Like, who cares? But they were like big pineapple slices, and they were in a big jar of like coconut water. They're so good. All right, friends, let's just take some deep breaths together. Bring in the aloha spirit, bringing in high vibes. Rondere harkin yertu kurkukukukukuku. Chikrikikikire katandare karaka aaha e an ukuka. Shira ni iru kon ir ahahaha. Kiran yaron yera kera tata. Jera in ihu in era kika a. Kurikitiki chiti kurikikon o era kata. Chikarata. Remember who you are. This is Lyran light language coming in. And I have to say, I don't completely understand the astrology behind it yet. I need to like listen to this a little bit more. But the astrologers are calling these eclipses, these two coming up here in April, the divine masculine side of the eclipses, and then the ones in the fall in October, the divine feminine side of the eclipses. I'm not sure yet. We're going to maybe play with that a little bit, but I have felt a lot of divine masculine energy within, a lot of King of Wands and King of Swords, like a lot of king energy, a lot of getting it done kind of energy. So I think from the divine masculine perspective, whether you're a male figure, or whether you're just emanating divine masculine energy, I think that these eclipses are, they're saying, fueling the fire of that even more. And this first one is in the last degree of Aries. It's some sort of hybrid eclipse that hasn't happened in, over 200 years. More of this weird astrology this, well, no, it's weird, but more of this astrology this year that's this, once in a lifetime astrology. And Beltane is coming up, and shortly thereafter in the Northern Hemisphere, Samhain in the Southern Hemisphere. It's all very fiery, May Day, spring, summerish up here. Yeah, sure. Well, it is actually, oh no, you can't really see it. It is actually sunny and blue, and there's snow melting everywhere because it's been above freezing for a couple of days. It's in the 40s and sunny. So I'm feeling that too. I'm feeling the need to want to be outside as much as possible and all of that. Get back on my bicycle and get on that bad motor scooter and ride. Let's do a little bit more energy clearing. Then I want to pull one of my books, intuitively pull one of my books, and help them guide us into this next 6 months. So close your eyes if you can. Ana aha an ehana ehe Orndi aha ai ko onyo. Chiriki kiriki. Oh no. I'm sorry, they're back. Many who need light languages coming in. Hold on. Having me laughing because I started speaking this way, like, hey, how you doing? How's everything going? How it's so fun around here? And it's the voice that my dog responds to the most. So, like, she's very stubborn and, she's kind of like me. And she's very like, I'll do what I want, lady. And she's got a very reticent thing going on. We have yet to do this, people and pets. There's some stuff we're working on with her. But she's very, very fearful. And she just is so tense sometimes. And if I tell her, like, come here, Mia, the first thing she does is look around for what's happening that is causing me to say that. Not looking at me, not coming to me. The first thing she does, and I don't know why these examples are coming up, but just roll with it if it means something to you. The first thing she does when someone says, come here, is she tenses up and she starts looking around. And then she pulls against her leash and she doesn't want to go anywhere. And so we started talking to her like, hello, how are you doing? Mia, look at me. Come over here. And she slowly started moving towards me. And I was like, what is this? Like, is it a non-threatening female voice? Got you like responding. I mean, the response is still like, I'm coming. For 4 years, we've been working on Come to Me. And the dog is 4 years old now. For 4 years, the dog, I've had it since it's sitting in my palm of my hand. And for just still like, come here, Mia. Okay, maybe. I don't know what you want me for, so I'm just going to go super slow. And maybe I don't know how that's playing into anything that's going on. Let's check here. I am so thirsty. I don't know if you guys have been working out more. I know I have been trying to run, not every day, but every other day. The Nike Run app is amazing. They have all these guided runs that are really good. And so physical fitness seems to be coming up a lot, getting outside. All right, I think I've shown these before. These are some of my books that I've written. The Bringers of the Light series is not here. It's not out on, is it? No, it's only out on ebook right now. Because I have a special plan for them and I don't know, I haven't been given the connection to the resources that I need to do what I want to do with that series of books. And so that's just kind of on standby. But all my books are free to read on ebook. Their whole Bringers of the Light collection is on ebook. But right now they're having me just grab from one of these, which is something else. And let's see oh, I knew this one was going to come out. All right. This book is all about confidence. This is interesting, these stories that are coming up. This is a Kyanite Fairy Wing Adventure, the Missing Shadow books. And this is funny too, because this is not the current cover. This is the original cover that I made way back, I don't even know when now, 2019, I think I made this cover. And I don't need to go into the whole story because I have that whole story somewhere. The backstory of this book. But the thing was that it was going to be published by a publisher, and then I changed my mind in the middle of the publishing process because I didn't really care for the feedback I was getting from the copy editing process. So I pulled back my book from them and I said, I don't want you to publish this, I'm going to do it myself. And they had already created me a beautiful cover for the book. The artist had done a really lovely cover. And when I went back quite a bit later and I said, I want the files to my cover. And the person who had done the cover no longer worked for the company, and they're like, we can't find your files anymore. And I had pictures of them in an email, and so I created my own cover to closely match what they had done, but that was a little bit more of me in it. And so that's the current cover. This is out in paperback. It's not under this cover anymore. Why are these things coming up? It's talking about a progression of things. We're talking about upgrades here because things have been upgraded from the past. You're no longer who you were in 2018 and 2019 and 2020 and all these years, 2021 and 2022. It's been like a really long journey. You're no longer that person anymore. You're this like new person now that's ready to kind of begin again. And you just need a little bit, it's not even that you need confidence to get going, because this book is all about confidence, having confidence in yourself and in your abilities. We're going to read a passage from it in a second, but it's not that you need confidence, because you already have confidence for whatever this is that you need to do. Soon, they're saying, sooner rather than later. But the thing that you need is to regain your trust in yourself. You don't have to trust, golly, this is coming up now. I don't know if I have it. Let me see. I took a screenshot of it, but I don't know which device I have it on, because it was so profound. Oh, it is. I've got it right here. Yes. Okay. So the screenshot is from a reading, a little silent reading from I don't even remember the topic of the reading anymore. But part of it was about having trouble trusting other people because of your past. And the guidance was, and the screenshot even that the reader, it's Gracie May Tarot. She's a really cute channel, very cute. And what she wrote was, the guidance from Spirit on this issue about trusting other people, having trouble trusting other people because of your past. The guidance from Spirit on this issue is really powerful. You might want to screenshot this part, which I did. You don't have to trust other people. You only have to trust yourself. Your intuition, your discernment, your judgment will always protect you. It will tell you who deserves your trust. You just have to learn to follow your heart. Your mind is what plays tricks on you when it sees what it wants to see. Go on. Hey. Hey, Mia. Got a response. Come here and get on the window and go over there. Very powerful for people who have maybe been in situations in the past where there have been betrayal or lack of trust or red flags that you didn't want to notice, or that you saw was there and you just chose to overlook. And then you look back and you're like, oh, I should never have trusted that person. And it's like, you only had to trust yourself all along. You had the power all along. Click, click, click with your emerald, what is it? Your sparkly shoes. But there's some times that you've chosen to ignore it, or to not stop with her butt shot. Hey. Hey. You've chosen to ignore it in the past, maybe, and it's kind of gotten you into, I don't even want to say trouble, because if I look at it from the highest level of spiritual truth, it all happened to get you to where you are at now anyway. This new upgraded version of yourself, who is supposed to only, I'm going to have to kick her out. Get out of my room. I'm going to spank her with this book. Go on. Get out of my window. Go on. See how she listens. Get out of my window. She's moved away from me too, so I can't get to her. Hey, come here. Come over here. Come here. Hey, come here. Her range of vision is like way far out. Like if somebody's way, way, way over there and they're walking, just mind she's still doing this. Hey, I'm going to kick you out of my room. Okay, let's read from this book. So you just have to trust yourself. Everything has happened for a reason. There's no sense in, and I think most of you are past the point of like continuing to get on the hamster wheel about the stories about these certain situations. I think you've cleared the majority of all of that from your field. And so you no longer have to be going over and over what happened. Like, it was a lesson learned. It happened for your highest and best good, even if it didn't feel good when it was happening. You've learned a lot, you've gained a lot, you're ready to move on, you're aligning to higher things in your life now, be it a better partner, a better position, a better career, a better life strategy. What's life strategy? Okay, let's just see where this takes us. Which side? The right side. Okay. So, chapter 17. I have been seeing 17, 717, and 177 everywhere. I don't know about you guys, and you can look that up to whatever you want to. But the chapter is called Meeting with the Asgards. And I never realized when I wrote this book, because the book is channeled, that the Asgards are part of the Norse pantheon. And we now have the runic tarot that we're going to play with here. We're going to draw a few cards from that. But let's see. Thank you. Good job. This dog makes me laugh. All right. Let's just see what this chapter has to do with this eclipse portal. Meeting with the Asgards. Kyanite, she's our divine feminine, left her mom's shortly before the lunch hour and decided to send a messenger to the Asgards to let them know she was coming to the sanctuary this afternoon. She had a mind to just drop in unannounced, but fairies are always polite and respect others' boundaries. She walked back by Milagros, this is the restaurant she likes, and heard the lunch crowd speaking about various things, both magical and not. She was going home to change into something more befitting of meeting with royalty, but as she got closer to home, she could sense that someone was close by and watching. She stopped across from her house and waited inside a small grove of cypress trees. Since they had taken this case, so she was solving mysteries with her best friend. Since they had taken this case, she knew that the townspeople were anxious. It's just what we're talking about with your anxieties, and worried about the future. Do not, I swear this piss. Girl, if I have to kick you out, thank you. Interruptions. Okay, this is important too. So interruptions is coming up a lot. But as she got closer to home, she could sense that someone was close by and watching. She stopped across from her house. So she knew the townspeople were anxious and worried about the future. This is some Mercury retrograde stuff going on right now. With the 2 shadow books missing, there was a sense of dread that something would take over and life as they knew it would be different and not in a good way. Even though they had been sworn to secrecy, Kyanite thought that everyone already knew that she and Lilac were on this case. They had done their best to keep a low profile, but you can't fool fairies for long. So she just went with it. But this meant that folks sent their children and familiars to look in on them and see how they were coming along with the case. With other cases, she had found young fairies and small animal familiars peering through her windows, laying wait in the flower beds, hoping to overhear conversations, and looking down from the tops of trees in case they glimpsed her and Lilac doing something magical that might lend a clue as to their progress. I'm going to keep going because I saw a crow right before I was filming this, but today was no exception as she caught sight of a small crow standing diligently on her windowsill looking inside. She knew this was no ordinary bird perched there to sing a happy song. It looked vaguely familiar, but before she could see anything more, Moon, that's her familiar, came slinking out the back door, eyes locked on the crow. Kyanite laughed to herself because she knew this crow was going to learn a lesson. Moon moved stealthily along the edge of the house. The crow was so intent on looking in the window that he didn't see anything else around him. From her vantage point, it appeared to be Millicent Wakebottom's crow familiar, Tandy. So Tandy had been sent by Millicent Wakebottom to spy on Kyanite Fairy Wing. What does this all have to do with, I want to leave this open. What does all this have to do? They're saying they're just having fun. They're just having fun. Do you hear all that? Let's look at this runic tarot since the Asgards have come in and see what else is going on for this eclipse portal. I'm just having fun. I want to break this down because it talked a lot about people watching from behind, people watching what's going on. People watching, anxious people watching what's going on, trying to figure out what's going on, trying to understand what other people are doing. So Kyanite and her friend Lilac being the ones that are working on something, and curious townsfolk and people kind of watching on, wondering what's going on. And then we have the Six of Shields, which in this case, in this deck, is the Six of Pentacles. So let's see what that has to do. We're saying this is the next 6 months. I don't feel like this is the next 6 months. I feel like this is like right now, what's happening right here, right now. Warriors stand in a field wearing full armor. Their leader stands proud and holds their hand in a fist. While we can't see the face, while we can't see their face, we can see from the rest of the crew's expression that this is an inspiring speech. The others have intense looks on their faces. The warriors have their swords, axes, and spears out. They bang them against their shields. They appear ready to swarm in for another battle. A rune master crouches by the others, working hard to fix the shield while waiting to reset the magical properties of the Vegvisor on another item. A single rune appears above everyone, and it's the rune of soul. Speed and the ability to perform quickly. The Six of Shields is about keeping the balance and the life force alive. There is a delicate balance in the forces of the Viking world. In this case, the clan goes to battle so they may protect their lands. They take what they need to grow their clan in numbers, wealth, and abilities. They understand if they do not partake in this today, then another clan might be the one to take over. They are willing to give up their lives in return for the greater good. Everything is in balance and it has a place. Perseverance, community accomplishment, and growth. The ability and the need to perform quickly. So these are like bringers of the light. This card looks like, you know, it's like they're protecting their community. So there's protection coming in. So we've got fun, we've got protection. I'm going to keep going with these cards, and then we're going to have the guys help me form this into this eclipse portal in the next 6 months. The Sun came out from Spring Fling. This is my deck, Spring Fling. I don't know lately. What is going on with this camera? You have the Sun coming out with the Six of Pentacles, and then I'm going to draw one from Shaman's Drum. And these are all very divine, masculine-oriented decks. No, Spring Fling is not. I got Spring Fling because I'm like, well, you're giving me Shaman's Drum and the Runic Tarot, which to me are very divine, masculine. Indian Blanket. Let the beauty of the natural world surround you. And Thistle. Preserve and protect our lands. Earth Guardians unite. It's bringers to the light again. I think that there is, with this Six of Shields, talking about community, this Sun card, all these cards pointing to the bringers to the light. Yes, finally. I'm like, thank you. Finally, like, pulling it all together for me. There are a lot of new soul contracts and soul missions kicking off, yes, over the next 6 months at the solstice in June. And so there's this unspoken time window of opportunity that's happening at this eclipse portal. Are we talking about this one now? April and May. April and May. We've been talking about April and May on the channel for quite some time now. There's this unspoken timetable, because they have said in the past that they weren't giving timelines. That if you were to check in on past shows, or if you've been following this show for a while, that many things were going to kick off between the equinox and the solstice. So this last equinox that we just had and the solstice. And so it feels like we're kind of back to that message again. Yeah, and they're giving me this this thing that I always kind of say when I'm thanking my guides. I always say that I thank my guides, named and unnamed, and seen and unseen, because there's some that do not, that purposely do not name themselves or show themselves to you, but they're still working behind the scenes on the behalf of all for a greater good. And these are really important soul contracts, and so, not that any others weren't, but you're upgraded now, and so you have to trust that anything that's coming up for you is, you have to trust. What was our screenshot? You don't have to trust other people. You just have to trust yourself and your connection to the divine. That anything that's coming up for you, anything that you're being guided, and they're saying you're being strongly guided to do, is on behalf of your best and highest good. That you're a warrior. You are a warrior. You are a spiritual warrior. You're a bringer of the light. You're here to serve a purpose. And they're not really showing us beyond the solstice. So what's that? The mid-June, July, August, September, October, that's 4 months. It's like they're just kind of giving us, still giving us, even though I asked, between now and the solstice. Why is that? Oh, and then what? Holy smokes. Okay, so they're not showing us because this is a window of opportunity between the equinox and the solstice. It's a very big window of opportunity for these new things to kick off. But if you don't take the action that you're being guided to take, then the window of opportunity closes. And you've made a free will choice to what? To not move forward into a higher timeline. And then what? And then you just continue as you currently are. That would totally suck. I'm sorry. I'm waiting for some big stuff. It depends on things that are outside of my control. And if other parties don't take action, then that's really going to not be anything I would be thinking about right now. Come on, people, step up. All right, let's see if there's anything else from this book. The right side. Young ones of the Fae, we know of your journey and your quest. This is the Asgards talking to Kyanite. We are here to assist, see, and in some small way, to guide you in your investigation of this grave matter. Kyanite silently thanked her psychic senses for not letting her down, as she had just known they were being called to the ancient lands for a reason. Guys. All right, I'm going to draw one final card, and then we're going to go to the pick a card. Some of you may be guided to watch all the piles. I think there's going to be 3. I haven't done it yet. Just watch what you're guided to watch. No stress. What's the last card from the Runic Tarot again? Okay, one last card. So in case you don't go to pick a pile, because I know not everybody likes pick a piles. Oh no, you're not going to give me all those. All right, come on. In the world. So it's time. It's time to move forward. I don't know where this goes. This is the Giant. Do I need to read this again? I swear we got this card recently. Let me just see if there's anything that stands out from the World card. The book has bigger pictures. It's easier to see. The world represents the beginning and the end. This is the great Emer, stands taller than the tiny mortals who appear at the bottom right corner of the card. However, he still has a human face and human features. The rune for Perthro grows green in the chest, and the rune for Hagalaz shines brightly in front. Hagalaz is everything is connected and has a meaning, the storm of creation. Hagalaz gets its name from the hailstones its shape represents. Hail is a small force of disruption in weather patterns. When it arrives, we grab our possessions and rush them into the house for safety. This rune warns of disruption and asks that we prepare ourselves for change. The Norse cosmos developed from the slain body of Ymir, this giant, as the foundation of the Norse pantheon. He represents the potential and the void everything comes from and goes back to. Ymir contains everything to make anything. They could disrupt the plans that were taking place to destroy all creation and remake the world anew. Hagalaz is a vital energy in the rune. It gives us a chance to prepare for any scenario. All right, bringers of the light, are you ready to move forward? Are you ready to take action on your dreams, your goals, your desires? They're calling you, and they're calling you for a reason. No stress, right? It's just this very important window of opportunity that we don't want you to miss out on. We don't want you to be set back, to have everything that you desire just continue to be like a fantasy in your mind and in your dreams. You have to do the energy work that's needed to clear yourself of anxiety, to boost your confidence and your trust in yourself, in your own intuition, in your own guidance from your guides, and step forward, move forward. Don't get caught up in what if scenarios. Just stand strong in the knowing, in your own personal power, in your own dreams and visions. And remember, it's what you seek is seeking you. If it wasn't in your if it wasn't in your reality, like in your vision, in your mind's eye, it wouldn't be. It's there for a reason. It's there for a purpose. So kind of take the stress out of it. Stand up and be the warrior that you are, and allow yourself to receive this upgrade that you've just done so much to earn this gift from God, this gift from the universe. It's like, don't turn back now. Right before the miracle is about to appear. It is the last story I'll share before we go to pick a card. So I was running the other day, and it was this same message. It was really cold out, and I was like, oh, I'm getting so tired. And up ahead, not that very far up ahead, maybe like 30 paces, 30 steps up ahead was this box in the road. And I was like, oh, if I could just make it to that box, I could turn around and run back to the house. And right like maybe 5 steps before the box, and I was waiting for the, in the Nike app, they give you like you're halfway there, you can turn around now. And I was like, oh, I haven't heard the call back yet, and I'm getting so tired. And I was like, if I could just make it to that box, and about 10 paces before the box, I turned around, and I was like, did I turn around? I can't remember if I turned around or if I ran to the box. I was thinking of turning around. I think that's what it was. I was thinking of turning around. And I was like, no, I'm going to keep going. And I got to the box, and sure enough, it was like, this is your call back. It's time for you to turn around and head back. And if I had just given up that 5 or 10 paces before the box, I would have been like so pissed at myself, because I would have been like, man, I mean, seriously, you couldn't have just gone the 5 extra freaking steps. You would have made it. So this is like that. This is your don't give up before the callback. Don't give up before the miracle occurs. Keep going. You can do this. It's up to you to do this, whatever it is you have to do. No one is going to come do it for you. If there's other parties involved, they're waiting for you. These other parties are waiting for you to take action. What? I can't strike a bargain with anybody. Our bargain? Anyway, I don't know where that's coming from. It's kind of like when you're kids and you're like, if you just do this, I'll be your best friend. It's like, if you just finish this task, I'll be your best friend. I'll be your best friend. Bringer of the light, best friend. All right, friends, I'm going to leave it now because this is already a long collective message. And we're going to do a little pick a card for everyone and see what other messages are meant just for you. So I will see you again in the piles. Take care. Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to the pick a card portion of this whole shebang going on here. There's a lot happening. I've already recorded the piles, so I kind of have a couple of little things to share about that. But this is where you pick your pile. We're going to pick today based on the tea boxes, and I'm going to be putting out a bottle cap for each one to help you if you need help picking. The first tea box is organic peppermint, traditional medicinals. That's my dog in the background. Refreshing and minty and soothes your belly. Then we have honey lemon ginseng with this cute little honey lemon ginseng horse on the front. And then we have spicy, pile number 3, spicy organic chai. Small farmers, big change. These are funny sounds that she makes sometimes. All right, so let's get a bottle cap for each one. If you need help choosing. Oh my God. So for pile number 1, we have goodness. Oh, focus. Goodness without guilt. Sounds like a machine. Never a dull moment here at TLC for the song. Oh, for pile number 2, you get, I think this is Bach or whatever. I don't remember the beer, but this is, I think, for a beer. The ram could be Aries, could be Capricorn. That really fits with pile number 2. And for pile number 3, we have, you are amazing. So go ahead and pick your piles. I think some of you will be guided to maybe all of the piles. Some of you to just 1 or 2. There was a big theme between 2 particular piles. Like I would say in 2 of the groups, at least 50% of the cards were exact same cards that came out. So I think it's like meant for this kind of the same people, or like a continuation of a message from another pile. And then for those of you, and I just saw 2, 3, 4. So yeah, they're saying it's like steps, like progression of the piles. And if you're guided to watch all of them, there's one particular pile. There's a couple of piles that are for you. And there's a pile in here that is for the, like if you're cross-watching for somebody else. So if you're watching this and it's part of what you're watching this whole thing for is in relation to another person, then there's one pile that will be about what the other person is going through in this situation. And you'll kind of be cross-watching to kind of see like, your piles, like what's the messages for you, and then the other pile you're guided to watch will be, and I do say that in there, like this is kind of like if you're cross watching for somebody else. The other pile will be kind of what the other person, what's happening with the other person right now, what's their energy, what are they working on. So I hope you enjoy the reading. I had a lot of fun doing it. Choose your pile. Let's take a deep breath together and choose your pile. All right, friends, we will see you again in your piles. Take care. Hello, friends. Hello, and welcome to the pick a card for our solar eclipse portal next 6 months, which we've already, if you've watched the collective message in the beginning, then you will find that we're not really getting a next 6 months outlook. We're getting more of a next 2 to 3 months out is what Spirit's giving us, because there's not a lot set in stone beyond that yet. There's some decision points and some things coming along the way that have to be met, have to be understood, have to be acted upon. And so this pick a card is additional messages from that collective message for you about your situation, action steps you could take to help with whatever comes up in the reading. So let's just dive right in. So if you're pile number 1, you chose the organic peppermint tea, refreshing and minty, and soothes your belly, traditional medicinals. I'm going to set that over here, and let's get our first card out on the table for pile number 1 from the Midnight City Tarot. What can I do? Oh, but I love her, she won't be true. Hey, hey, what can I say? Songs are coming in too, but you know on YouTube you're not really supposed to sing stuff. I don't know, silly dumb rules, but anyway. 6 of Swords is your first card out. So I'm going to kind of prop that up here. And I do like to read from the book. So what's going on, pile number 1? Additional messages for pile 1. Hold this up to the camera so you can see the card a little bit better. So the vibe of this card is moving on, leaving a situation behind, somberness, acceptance, putting a difficult time behind you. The location is Sunnyside, Queens. The art is you've gotten on a train that is pulling away from the station. This is a quiet subway ride. Raindrops streak down the windows as you watch the city grow small and fade into the distance. This is you leaving your problems in the past. Sometimes moving on is the only way forward. This card could indicate acceptance of a not so great situation. It may be a good time to gain a little distance by taking a trip out of the city to clear your mind. And hold on. We were just kind of having this song. I gotta get some lyrics here for you guys. This is additional messages, confirmations, additional stuff for group number 1. Let's see. Okay, the song that I was humming was Hey Hey What Can I Do by Led Zeppelin. Want to tell you about the girl I love. My, she looks so fine. She's the only one that I've been dreaming of. Maybe someday she will be all mine. I want to tell her that I love her so. I thrill with her every touch. I need to tell her she's the only one I really love. I got a woman. Want to ball all day. Got a woman. She won't be true. Got a woman. Stay drunk all the time. I said I got a little woman. She won't be true. This is a song. This is a song about infidelity, basically. Okay, so let's see where this is going, because it's talking about you leaving a situation behind. And the first card out on the table was it was this, and the song that came through is, and you can look up the rest of the lyrics if you want. It's Hey Hey What Can I Do by Led Zeppelin. When I look through all the lyrics, it basically looks like a song about a guy whose woman is being unfaithful. Pretty much, basically. Let's get this Runic Tarot and see if there's any other messages. This is for group number 1. This is kind of like my Divine Masculine deck. What do we got here? And I do like to read from the book for this too, because we're learning with it about the Norse pantheon. What is this? Is this a 6 of Wands? I think this is a 6 of... Is it Wands? It's very hard for me to see. Hold on. I think it's... I think because the sticks could be wands or they could be swords. Let me grab the book here. My little lover does a midnight shift. 6. I don't think it's swords. I think it's wands. Yes. Okay. So let's get this card up close. So how does this relate to what we've just talked about so far? We've got a warrior raises a banner high on a staff. It is white and black, and it billows in the wind. They wear thick leather armor and have short I don't know why they just always describe the people here. They have short cropped red hair. They stand in the ravine down low. Many tall rocks appear all around the figure. A large rock stands closest to the warrior. It looks hand-carved. I try to get in closer here. It looks hand-carved because the face of Thor, wearing a helmet, peeks out from the side. 6 figures appear above this warrior. Some wear cloaks, others armor. They're also cheering. The figures wearing cloaks raise staves into the air. A bend rune appears above the tattered armor. The 6 of Wands represents the victory over a hard battle. This is a single moment of achievement and attaining the recognition you now deserve. Enjoy the respite this moment brings, because tomorrow new challenges and adventures come with it. This clan has defeated a great enemy today. Now they'll rest and celebrate their good fortune. The fact that the warrior stands alone in a poor strategic location shows that they must do more work before achieving real victory. Interesting. So it looks like you've overcome whatever this infidelity situation was. You've done, and this just adds on, because this did come up in the collective reading, is you've done a lot of work on yourself. You have done like a long time. You've been working on yourself for a long time, they're saying. And we've got 6-6 out on the table, with the 6 of Swords and the 6 of Wands. So 6-6 could be an important number for you. It could also be the June, the time frame of the month of June. 6. The material world. You've been focused. I think you've been focused a lot since this leaving behind of this infidelity. You decided at that point to just focus on the material world, like yourself and your belongings and your business and your finances. And you kind of were like, I just want to take care of myself right now. I'm not ready to move forward yet in terms of a partner. So you kind of were doing the lone wolf thing. And so at that point, I'm going to move over here. And I'm going to read, because they're guiding me to this card. It's not an actual physical card yet, because the deck will be ready for us for next month, but it's my new deck, the Forest of the Wolf Oracle. Let me just find 2, 3. Yes, this card. This is the card from the deck. It says, the lone wolf was watching him intently now. It seemed to speak to him in his mind. It told him not to be afraid, that he would get back on the castle path soon enough. So, I'm not going to leave this out there, but this is from one of my books, The Spirit Guides of Tessa Locke. That whole series of quotes came in during a time when Rutger, the divine masculine in the book, was being pulled kind of like into a pause situation to evaluate and reevaluate and assess his life. And this wolf came along and led Rutger to like this little like camping spot along the lazy river. Oh, it's the lazy river in Hawaii. There's like a hotel that has this lazy river thing that I really want to go to. Is it the Grand Wailea? Something like that. Oh my God, why am I getting so many chills when I'm talking about it? It's such a digression from what we're talking about. Yeah, it's like there's all these great things coming up for you in the near future, but you've got this pause moment right now. So I don't know when you're going to be watching this reading, but the month, is it the month of, do I want to talk about the month? The month of April, they're like, just keep talking. The month of April to May, that's very direct. May 14th. Oh, that's why. The month of April to May 14th, because May 14th is when Mercury retrograde ends. So this Mercury retrograde for you is a time of pause, a time of reflection, a time of us reassessing things in your life. Once more, we get this chance to kind of do it. It's kind of sometimes like a month of like do-overs, like, oh, I thought I already did that. Oh, got to do it again. So there could be some more healing stuff that comes up to be taken a look at. I know I've been having really weird like dreams of like people from the past coming back into the dreams. It's like, I already cleared you, you know, do any more clearing I got to do? Is there any more cords I got to cut? So you may be there where these things from the past are coming back, but what you'll notice, because of all the work you've already done on yourself, and because you worked so hard on your boundaries, that these things have little to no effect on you anymore. So you will be like, oh, you're back again. Like something, maybe this person from the past comes back, this person who was unfaithful or whatever. And you're kind of like, oh, you have no effect on me anymore. Oh my God, I just got really confident when I said that. Like my whole spine got super straight. Like, I'm a warrior. This is not just about me. It's like when I connect in with you who are watching this, I get the collective energy of you all. And so it made me stand up really straight, like, hey, you, whoever you are, infidel, in whatever it's called, person, not infidel, but whatever. It's Mercury retrograde, it's affecting my speech. You have no effect on me anymore. Your boundaries are so strong towards this individual that like you're like super proud of yourself. Like, in the past when you, whoever you are, used to trigger me. Now I just look at you with compassion and empathy because I see from a higher perspective what your soul is going through. And you are able to empathize with this soul and kind of realize like the part they've played in your journey, but also like, okay, I'm done with this whole chapter. It's just done. I mean, there's not even any more clearing or cord cutting that has to be done. It's just like, oh, you showed up and I'm good now. Whew. Sometimes card readings are like really long explanations for simple topics. What deck? All right, my hand is reaching to Loveland Spring Pack. Let's get a couple little more messages for you. Is there anything? So we've got the kind of like the where you're at now in terms of these two cards. We got the kind of what's happening right now. You're in a pause, and Spirit did give you a date that said May 14th is your go time again. When Mercury retrograde ends, you're going to just catapult forward. They're saying, they're saying, okay, to go look at the lazy river. I think it really is the Grand Wailea in Hawaii, is it Oahu? I don't know. I don't remember which island it is. But it has apparently the most amazing swimming pool of all of the resorts. I think it's is it Grand Wailea on Maui? I think it's on Maui, because I remember watching the video and going, oh, I thought that the Westin had a really great swimming pool when I stayed there. I stayed there in I don't know what date it was now. I was there for the Hay House Writers Conference, and I kind of like blew off the conference and I went playing, and like the pool looked so amazing. And I remember I kind of like was sad because I didn't really go get in the pool. Like, it's time for new adventures, you guys. Like, look at this too. Like, look at the board. We've got the little monkey. He's like out at the beach. It's like a beach towel. And so recently I saw this video of the lazy river from the Hawaiian Vacation Guide, and I was like, oh my God, if I ever have the chance to go stay at the Grand Wailea, I'm going to go down the freaking lazy river water slide for sure. Oh my God, hopefully I'll be holding the hand of someone really important while I'm sliding down there. I'm just sliding down there by myself, but if it has to be by myself, so yes, I don't want to say so be it, but no, I don't want it to be. We help. You got we help. Look up to the skies today, star child. Legions of distant family and friends are here to help your work and the planet. You are not alone. So you are being guided and protected through this whole refresher that you're going through. So it's just going to kind of like see this Mercury retrograde as a refresher. To get you ready to be ready. To get you ready to be ready. Like that. So, ready to be ready for what? I've got two more decks they want me to use for you. They're saying ready to be ready for fun. Like, even this book that I have on my table. Like, I got the book and I haven't never finished reading it because I just like the cover so much. Someone does get killed with a conch shell or whatever. Yeah, conch shell murder. But I never really finished the book because I'm like, I don't want to finish it because that means I have to kind of put the book away. And I want that book right on my bedside table because this month here too at TLC for the Soul is all about the aloha spirit. So we're going to draw from Spring Fling. I do want to understand how this peppermint tea plays into the whole picture too. I think because it's refreshing. It's a refreshing. Mint is a refresher, right? And they're saying you're having a refresher right now. So Spring Fling, you got the Magician. You are manifesting, even if it feels like things are slowing down. So they don't want you to get, they don't want you to get like, okay, so here's the thing. You have to find a balance. So it's not just a refresher, like just go off and do nothing for the next month or so because like nothing will happen. You need to find a balance between refreshing yourself and getting your stuff accomplished. And so that's kind of the advice is during this time, this next month or so, is there anything else you can do to lighten your load, to make things easier, to, dictate's not the right word, to delegate stuff to others, to offload some of the pressures and the responsibilities that you have onto other people. They're saying maybe you even need to hire an assistant or someone to help you kind of manage day-to-day tasks so that because I'm getting big chills there, because all of those things play heavy on the mental body. Just the fact that you have to remember and keep track of and hold, and it's like holding space for all these things. And if you had someone or something, I don't know, but based on your financial capabilities, like you may be able to hire a person to be like an assistant and to take on the responsibility, like a house manager kind of a role, take on the responsibility of making sure everything is in its place and everything gets done. But you're the one that like comes up with all the things that need to get done, and then you pass them on to the other person that can kind of like organize everything for you and schedule and do all of that. And then they just report back to you, like, here's all the things that happened. And I feel like you have some passive income streams where you don't, yes, oh, big chills, where you don't have to be the one who's constantly in the day-to-day grind, like doing so much. You're more like the you're more the sorry, I don't know what's happening here. Hold on. You're more the visionary, the seer, the one who comes up with all the ideas, and other people you don't always have to be the one anymore to execute on all those ideas. So just my group 1 people, you're like, we get this entrepreneurial vibe that comes up a lot. Okay, let's get you one more card from the Flower Therapy deck. Just any other messages for group 1? Anything else that our group 1 people need to be aware of? That song is still playing. What can I do? Oh, time to decide. Make a decision now so you can move forward. So we did talk about this in the collective reading. We said you need to do something, that there's some action. So come May 14-ish date, somewhere around May 14th when Mercury retrograde ends, it's time for you to move forward with something. And you just really need to make a decision so that you can stop ruminating over the choices that you're trying to decide upon. I think it's like that 7 of Cups where you're just standing there in all the cups and you're like, which one do I choose? It's kind of like you should, to clear, to have a really nice, relaxing next month or so, you need to clearly decide whether you're going to go for something or not. Come this Mercury retrograde end, just decide, heck yeah, I'm going to do it, or no, I'm not going to do it. And rest in, we already read the trust thing in the collective message. Rest in the knowingness that you've made the right choice. And then manifest that choice. So if you say, yeah, I'm going to go for it. Okay, what does that mean? From a magician, from a manifesting point of view, what does that look like? I'm going to go for whatever this is. Okay, I'm clear. I'm going to do it no matter what, because I trust my intuition. I trust my guides. I trust my inner knowing. I trust myself. You've done so much work on yourself. There's no reason not to trust the guidance that you're getting now. And so the time that you spend refreshing this next 3 or 4 weeks, manifest that decision into your reality and ask your guides to help you get the action steps that you need to get you there, so that come May 14th, this very specific May 14th, you're not still sitting there going, should I do it? Should I not do it? Am I good enough? Is this person going to accept me as I am? Wow, so this may involve another person, this decision. Is this person going to accept me as I am? Blah, blah, whatever all of the ruminating is that you've been doing about whatever this decision is that you should make, okay? So you've got some fun to be having, and you've got a little bit of work to be doing. You've got some assignments that you've just been given, some homework assignments. So I'm going to leave you here with all of that, pile one. And I thank you so much for joining me here yet again. We will chat with you again soon. Take care. Hello, hello, pile two friends. Thank you so much for joining me here. If you're coming in just into the pick a pile without having heard the collective message, I do encourage you to go back and listen to that if you're called. Otherwise, you could be coming from another pile in the pick a pile. Regardless, I welcome you here. This is a message regarding, it's not really the next 6 months. We found out in the collective message, it's not really the next 6 months because of a lot of choice points and decisions that have to be made over the course of the next couple of months that will shape the next 6 months. So it's kind of like that saying, like, nothing's yet set in stone. Spirit can't really show us beyond the next couple of months, beyond like, what are we talking about here? Between now and the solstice. So we're recording this in mid-April 2023, right before the first eclipse. And we're not really getting much beyond the solstice in June. So that's because the rest of your year could be shaped by the things that happen between the time that you're watching this and that moment in time. So you chose the honey lemon ginseng tea, the celestial seasonings. It's got this cute little horse with like a honey mane, lemon, and I don't know what that other stuff is. Green tea, I think. Super cute, and it's organic. So let's see. So this is either a standalone message if you haven't watched anything else on this show, or these are additional messages for you in addition to anything you've already heard. So let's go ahead and get the Midnight City Tarot and see what the first card out on the table is for my lovely pile two people. No way. Holy crap. I won't say anything. This card come out in another group as the main card. This is the Six of Swords, and I just see 222 on the timer. I think some of you friends may be coming from pile one. So if you're called to pile one, or if you're coming from pile one, this is additional confirmations for you. But I'm going to read this again because I can't assume that all you people came from that pile. So your first card out on the table is the Six of Swords. The location is Sunnyside, Queens. The vibe is moving on, leaving a situation behind. Somberness, acceptance, putting a difficult time behind you. You've gotten on a train that is pulling away from the station. This is a quiet subway ride. Raindrops streak down the windows as you watch the city grow small and fade into the distance. This is you leaving your problems in the past. All right, but I'm not getting any songs like I got in the other pile, so let's just keep moving on. I'm going to draw from the Runic Tarot. This is kind of my Divine Masculine deck. Any other message? We're going to put together a little story here for pile two. Oh, I'm getting the hustle. Oh, I'm gonna have to look up those lyrics. We got the Knight of Pentacles. So we are going to read this. We're learning about the Norse pantheon by working with these cards, in addition to the fact that I love the artwork and the fact that even though there's some darkness in the cards, there's like always a lot of light too. So this is the Knight of Pentacles. Let me grab the book for that. And we need to look up, does the hustle even have lyrics? Let's just look. That was like a disco song from was it the 70s or the 80s? Let's just check. Let's just check this out. Let's see. hustle lyrics. No, I mean, well, it does, but it's just do it, do it, do it, do the hustle, do the hustle. It was a line dance too, because I remember being with my mom when she would go to like some church or something. They would learn like line dancing, and me and my sister would like try to learn these line dances. Crazy. All right, let's get the Knight of Pentacles. So that just sounds like there's no lyrics. The do the hustle is just kind of like a fun, like Groove Line is another fun song. So these are all like nostalgic kind of songs, I guess. So we may be talking about inner child play in this pile two. Like this monkey is like super playful looking. Where's my Knight of Pentacles? It's because it's not pentacles, this one, it's shields. Knight of Shields. It says pentacles on the card, but when you look it up, it says shields. All right, Chambers, let's do this. Knight of Shields. Okay, so we got a Viking warrior. Sits on top of a mighty black horse. They wear dark armor and have their hair carefully tied back and out of their face. They hold onto the reins with one hand and the other holds a well-oiled shield. The pair pauses in a valley, looking for guidance and direction on their path. A bind rune is in the lower left corner, appearing near the horse's front legs. Bind rune? Bind rune? The Knight of Shields moves through the world at a slow pace. Oh, this is our take it easy, take it slow. They may not be the fastest warrior in the clans, but they are the most observant. This Viking takes their time. They move slowly through unknown territory, making sure every area is secure and free from danger. They have trained just like any other warrior in the clan. They know when to strike and when to stealth, and this gives them the ability to succeed and aid in the perfection of their quest. This bind rune is enjoy what you do as long as it brings happiness. This is, let's see, I get multiple energies here. I think there's people coming from pile one, and I think there's people who are just choosing pile two. So let's get some other cards on the table. Let's use the Loveland Spring Pack. Oh, this candle burning smells so good. It is pumpkin spice. It is a candle I usually use in the autumn time, but since we're so close to Beltane, which is Samhain on the other side of the world, all these like nostalgic Samhain vibes come up for me around this time. What does group 2 need to know? Nostalgic vibes coming up. Oh my God, you guys. I swear you're the same people from pile 1. Same card. Look up to the skies today, star child. Legions of distant family and friends are here to help your work and the planet. You are not alone. This is your guides. They're always with you. They're always here to help. Poe. It looks like it says Poe. I know it doesn't. It's supposed to say peace like in the background, but I saw Poe and there's the peace symbol. And Poe is the guy, right? Isn't that the guy from Star Wars? Poe? Then yes. All right. So I'm getting a heavy Star Wars vibe going on here. And me and my son just started watching The Mandalorian. I'm like 3 years behind, right? I'm like so into it now. Oh, The Mandalorian. You have to, it's just, it's, I don't know. If you like Star Wars, you'll know what I mean. It's pretty good. I'm really liking it. Star Child, Starseed vibes. So big time Starseed vibes coming in here. My Knight of Pentacles. You know what you want in this world. You're not afraid to show it. Wearing your heart on your sleeve, ready for a new adventure, but you're being asked to slow down a little bit, take some time off for yourself, not rush into things too quickly, because I think you're going to feel better about any decisions that you make between this May 14th is coming up again. It came up in the other reading. So May 14th is the end of Mercury retrograde. So you are here to, you are here, I don't even know what to say. You're here to enjoy yourself on this planet, okay? It's not all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You're here to have some fun too. So we're going to see what else comes out in the cards because they already gave us some suggestions. Oops, oops, oops. Oh, more cards. Oh, cards are coming out. Okay, so this is my deck Spring Fling. Always time for Spring Fling. So the first card that came out is Nature Walk. I love the colors in this card, like hanging out with the fairies, outdoors, the elementals. And then we have the Death card, Time for Change. So I think you're going to see over this next 3 or 4 weeks, just the natural ending of certain things in your life. Not from necessarily a death perspective, but just things coming to a close so that you can get ready to move on to new things. So it's, you're being helped to close out things in your life that you no longer need to do, that you no longer need to take care of, that you can delegate or move on to somebody else, that you can just stop doing. One of those things where it's like, well, I've always just done this. And it's like, okay, well, can you reassess during this time that you have this, fun time and this time to yourself? Like, do you really need to still be doing all those things that you're doing just because you've always done them? So I would definitely take a look at that. And as you're out walking or running or hiking or biking or sailing, as you're my adventurous crowd, sailing or mountain climbing, who knows, rock climbing coming in, scuba diving, snorkeling. This is my group who does all these fun vacation-y things. And I think one of the last pick of cards I did, I think I did it on my Loveland Tarot channel. I was like, where are y'all going? Because I want to know. You're going to take a break and go somewhere really fun. Okay, then we need a happy cloud. This seems like such an easy going. I really feel like this is a continuation from pile 1 for some reason. This is my deck Happy Cloud. Don't get any additional advice for you. Any other things that you need to be aware of or thinking about during this next? Because here's the thing. There's this time between now and the end of Mercury Retrograde, May 14th. And then there's May 14th to the solstice in June, which still seems a little iffy because I think it depends on what you decide to do right now, like what happens during this next month or so. And so the first card out of the Happy Cloud deck is Tell Someone You Love Them, the Care card. Now, typically when I get this card, it's more of it can mean that, but really what it means whenever I get it is like, it's like a self-care card. All of this purple or lavender is like a compassionate Kuan Yin type energy. We got all right. Everything is fine. And right, release the need to be right. So 3 pieces of advice for you. One is during this next 4 weeks or so, more self-care is needed, more downtime, definitely more fun time. Pick something that you haven't, they were just saying, pick something you haven't watched in a while. So I was just telling my son earlier today, because I recorded the collective message yesterday, which was I don't know what the heck the dates are, but it was Wednesday. It was a very divine masculine day for me. I was like, go, go, go. I was like jamming all the tunes. I had this one AC/DC song that just kept coming up in my Big Gun. Isn't that from a movie? Big Gun. I just played the darn song all day long. And then, I was playing it loud, like put it in the car, put it on loud, because I got a really good stereo system in the car, put it on loud and go. And it's nice weather, I put my windows down a little bit, I can drive. And today I woke up and I was like, what did I do in the astrals? I did some weird ass stuff in the astrals last night. All these different things I was doing. When I woke up, I was like, whoa, I am just so, even though I slept for like, I don't know how long, I woke up early. And I was like, man, I feel like today is like a super chill day where I still need to get some stuff done. Like I knew I wanted to record this video, but it was also like, golly, Nyoka, that's my son's name. I was like, we just need to have a Netflix day where we just, in between doing whatever it is I need to get done, I just want to sit down and like, I told him, let's pick a theme. Let's pick like, it's I don't know, it's a Mandalorian day, or we didn't really decide yet. Or pick a favorite star, like, I don't know, I like watching like the old 80s movies, like, Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I'm like, let's pick a favorite actor or whatever, and let's just have like I don't know, he doesn't really care. He's like, let's have a Molly Ringwald day or something. So, or a Star Wars day, right? Because I own all the freaking Star Wars all the Star Wars movies. Or a Harry Potter. He doesn't like Harry Potter. But something you could do that would be fun to do with somebody else. Like sometimes I get like bored, like doing stuff with myself. So this is not just me talking about myself. This is like things for you to think about. Like, yeah, it's self-care and all that, but maybe there is somebody really fun to hang out with. Maybe there's like, maybe you have a kid and you really like hang out with your kid. And like my son is like my best buddy. And whenever I want to do something, I'm like, hey, let's have a movie night, or let's pop popcorn and hang out. Or I mean, we're very introvert and chill. But it's like, that's usually what we'll do. We have like favorite movies, and we'll put like all the types of movies in a jar, like comedy, romance, blah, 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 cartoon, anime, blah, and we'll put it all, and then we'll pick from the jar, and we'll like decide, okay, we picked a comedy anime. What's a comedy anime we could watch? And we go look at that. And he's like really amped up in the background right now. Oh my God, I'm gonna have to shut the door. He's kind of getting kind of hyper with his friend on the phone. So that's something for you, like having fun, and everything is fine. Like know that if you step away, focus on this card, please. If you take a step back I think you are in a position that even if you took a step back for 3 or 4 weeks, they're saying months, but I don't know what that means. Maybe you're up for a really long vacation break. Maybe you're going to meet the person of your dreams and you guys are going to go on like some world trip, or not world trip, but like you're going to be doing a lot of traveling. I feel like your life, there's just these decision points coming up where I feel like your life is going to dramatically change from what it is right now. And you're being asked to kind of get in this preparatory mode for that to happen. But there's these choice points that have to be made, like the person of your dreams has to accept your offer. The company you want to go with has to say that they'll write this contract with you. It just feels like there's this something, there's this market, what is it called? There's like this yes, no kind of a thing. And it's like, if the thing goes in your favor, so if you're manifesting this, whatever it is, and it goes in your favor, which they're saying if you're manifesting it and you've been getting all this intuitive guidance about it, then there's no reason why it wouldn't go in your favor. That's why everything's fine. Like there's so you're being asked to kind of plan in advance a little bit. So even though Spirit's not showing you the next 6 months, Spirit is saying that if you make the choice that's truest to your heart right now about whatever this thing is, that this action step or whatever it is that you have to do, that Spirit's going to let you move forward on after May 14th, that if you make the choice that's true to your heart, then your whole world is going to change. And for you, it could be something like you're going to be going from being the lone wolf to being like, they're giving me the Brady Bunch song. The one day when the lady met this fellow and they knew they were much more than a something for this group was somehow form a family. So, but it's not like, it's not that boring because there's like, they just keep saying like world traveler, fun times, all the things you haven't gotten to do for the past decade because you've been working so hard on yourself. You've been working so hard at your business. You've been working so hard on your empire. And now you've reached this pinnacle point where Your dreams are going to start to manifest, and you're going to start to be able to do all these cool things. Your bucket list, you're going to be able to, I have a bucket list too. Man, I made a bucket list. I'm like, my bucket list for me and XYZ. I'm like, whoever XYZ is. Me and this person are going to go do this bucket list stuff. So I have this bucket list like sitting there, and I'm like, every time I see a really cool place like the Aulani Disney Resort in Hawaii, the Grand Wailea, the Lazy River, there's some others too, like the Maldives and all that, like all these crazy ones. So I put them in this bucket list, and I'm like, me and XYZ, whoever XYZ is, are going to go do this bucket list one day. So I think for you, pile 2, I mean, it really is all systems go. If you can really just stay true to your heart, go back and listen to the collective message about the trusting yourself. If you just trust yourself, trust your heart, know that the thing that you're seeking is seeking you, whatever that is. The thing you want is wanting you. The person you want wants you to, you whoever you are, wants you to, then you in essence could very effectively then start to think about the next 6 months. What would that look like if you manifested your dream right now? So because Spirit wasn't showing us in the beginning because of the choice point that has to be made. But if you decide right now, which was the ending of pile 1, if you decide right now what you want, then everything moves forward. There's no more indecision, which means you can, in essence, start planning out the next chapter of your life. Not necessarily planning it out like, June, I'm going to do this, and July, I'm going to do that. But like, hey, I want to start working on my bucket list. I think I should plan a trip for, the fall or the spring or whatever. If I met the person of my dreams, what would we do for the next 6 months? Maybe I would have to travel to meet this person. Maybe I have to get to know this person. If this person has a family, maybe I need to get to know the family. Maybe I need to think about what a blended family looks like. Maybe I need to update my passport. Maybe they're saying even visa, like update my visa, update my passport, in preparation for doing some traveling that I hadn't realized I maybe really want to do. So more Pleiadian power stuff coming in for you. And releasing the need to be right. I think they're saying this kind of stands alone for you, this message, from all the other stuff I've just said for your group, is sometimes it takes a lot of extra energy to, this is kind of like a little thing to maybe work on if you want, because I think you've done so much work on yourself now. It's kind of like you can take this time to just like, I don't have to try so hard anymore to do so much clearing of old stuff. But if you wanted to focus on anything, they're giving you the release the need to be right. And I have found this to be true, that it takes a lot of energy to try to prove yourself right about any point, no matter how big or how small it is. And so sometimes when somebody just keeps pushing a point at me, like, well, yeah, it's this, and yeah, it's this, and yeah, it's this. And in my heart of hearts, or in the spiritual truth that I know personally in my heart that the answer really is different. Rather than try to prove a point to anybody, knowing that they're on their own journey, they've got their own truths, they've got their own ways of being in the world, rather than try to push my view on somebody, I just let it go. I'm just like, yeah, okay. And I just am confident in myself that I know what's true for me. And I don't have to prove that as a point to anybody for any reason. And I think it's an inner confidence that you've gained along the way, and a way to practice it is to, when it feels like somebody's trying to push their views on you, is to just say, you don't have to accept it like, yeah, I believe what you're saying, but you can just say, yeah, okay, and just know in yourself that what you know to be true for you is all you really need to be concerned about. All right, let's get one final card from you for the flower therapy deck. This has been really nice reading for you all today. All right, let's see. You've got a couple of little cards here. You got, oh my God, motherfucker. I swear you're my same people. You got the same card. We've got, I don't know how, no, not all the cards are the same, but we got many of the same cards in the other pile. So you got time to decide, make a decision now so you can move forward, and open your arms to receiving. Eucalyptus, you've prayed for help. Now be open to accepting it. So, gosh, I swear, if you haven't listened to pile 1 already, you probably need to go there and just hear my whole diatribe on time to decide. Do I need to say it again? Keep going. What does that mean? Time to decide. Oh, they're saying the card kind of speaks for itself. Make a decision now so you can move forward. Open your arms to receiving. You prayed for help. Now be open to accepting it. So there's this decision you have to make before you can move forward. We just talked about it. We said it's before you can start planning out the next, chapter of your life, you have to decide between this A and B choice point. Am I going to do A or am I going to do B? Am I going to do A? It's like, just freaking make the decision now, because that way it frees up you've been holding space for this decision for a while now. And it's taken up so much mental energy, just the ruminating and the vacillating back and forth. And I think we talked about this a lot too in the collective message. It's kind of like, just decide right now that you're going to be true to yourself, be true to your heart, be true to you. You're going to trust yourself, trust the guidance that you're getting. Just decide now that you're going to move forward with your manifestation. Don't go into any what if scenarios, like what if this person doesn't accept my offer? What if this company doesn't want me? What if this business doesn't like my contract? Like, just decide now so that you can let it go. You're going to do it, and then be open. See, that's the thing. And you're not getting clear guidance from your guides on what to do because you haven't made the decision yet. So whenever you're like, please help me decide, do I go with choice A? Do I go with choice B? Do I ask this person? Do I just keep going about my lone wolf life? I don't know. It's like, once you make a decision and say, okay, this is what I'm doing, no matter what, I'm not going to vacillate anymore. I'm going to decide I'm going to do this. Then I swear your guides are going to come in and they're going to give you action step 1, action step 2, action step 3, action step 4. I mean, you will be able to sit down with your guides in like an elder council type session and plan out the next 6 months. In terms of high level, this is what's going to happen. I think your guides are just going to open it all. Oh my God, they're making me. I just got very emotional. Oh. You guys, this is a really important choice. Don't fuck it up. Don't mess this up, okay? I know sometimes there's like no mistakes, but this is really big choice point for you. Don't mess it up. Just go with your heart. That's all you have to do. You just have to go with your heart. And everything's just going to fall into place. It is. I promise you. And not even me promising you, because who am I to promise anybody anything? But it's like your guides are promising you. It's just going to all fall into place for you. It's so important. This is so important. I mean, this is like big. These are not little decisions. These are like love of your life decisions. These are like big things. Oh, you guys. I know. I trust it. You're going to trust yourself. You're going to trust your heart. And you're going to make the right choice for you. All right. Whew, I got crazy. All right, you guys. Whew, I'm going to have to take a break after this one. All right, friends. I want to thank you so much for joining me. And we'll either see you in the next show or we might see you in another pile. So take care. Hello, pile 3. Hello. You chose the spicy, passionate pile 3. Organic chai equal exchange. Small farmers, big change. Let's put this off to the side. Had to take a little break between pile 2 and 3. So pile 1 and 2 is a little bit interesting. Let's see what happens with this pile. All right, so we're going to start with the Midnight City Tarot to get a first card out. It's interesting because my throat was fine for this first 2, and now we're getting a little weird in the throat again. It's kind of like I almost know who's watching based on how I feel with each pile. That's a little creepy, isn't it? It's another 6 card though. This is interesting because every pile, group 1, 2, and 3, each started out with a card that was a number 6. So this is the 6 of coins. So I do like to read from the book for this deck and the next one. And again, I've got this throat thing happening all of a sudden. Okay, the 6 of coins. So what are the messages for pile 3? We've established in the collective message, if you're coming from the collective message, and I just saw 133 on the timer as I was recording this, which for me is a big message from the angels about having patience with the process. Lovely. 6 of coins. So if you're coming from the collective message or any other pile, what we've determined so far is the next 6 months is really a little unclear because of choice points, things that have to happen, things that have to be done, action steps that others might have to take, action steps that you might have to take, decisions you might have to make between now and the solstice in June. But rather sooner rather than later though, because it looks like, and this came across in the other 2 piles, that May 14th, when Mercury Retrograde ends, is kind of your go take action on anything that you've decided on now. But let's just leave that at that and see what's going on here. 6 of coins. The location is West 4th Street, Manhattan. The vibe is reciprocity, sharing, generosity. The art is you're listening to the most beautiful song you've heard, and it happens to be played by an angel underground on the subway platform. It's bringing tears to your eyes and making the wait for the train not only bearable, but uplifting. You drop a tip in the musician's guitar case in exchange for the beautiful music that is soothing your soul as you wait for the 6th train. The advice is generosity is supported. Give when you can. You'll see there's scales in the background about being in balance. I also heard there was this, you're waiting. It brings tears to your eyes, making the wait for the train not only bearable, but uplifting. So there's some Archangel Sandalphon coming through. He's the archangel that helps with creativity and the arts and music and grounding and earthing. Very earthy angel, an earth angel. Look at this. So you're getting some guidance. And this is a very earthy, chai to me is like a very earthy, sensual, pleasurable, but like earthy spices and grounding things in. So let's, these piles are so funny. Let's see. You may be cross-watching. I don't know. I get the sense that maybe there's some people cross-watching other piles in the thought that they may be like hearing messages for somebody else that they might be interested in, maybe. I don't know. I kind of feel like this is the pile for the people. I kind of feel like this is the pile waiting for the people in group 1 and group 2 to make their decision. And this is like the group 3 people are on the other side of the coin, kind of doing the waiting game. So I would say if any of these was my pile, it would be Pile 3. Playing the waiting game. All right, let's get the Runic Tarot. Let's see for you pile 3 people. What card comes out? I like reading the books for these because we're learning about the Norse pantheon. What did we get? Ah, this is the one I always think is the magician, but it's not. It's the 10 of Wands. It's Odin kind of spreading his magic out. Okay, let's read this one too, regardless, because let's see. This is the 10 of Wands. We're all learning about the Norse pantheon together. Odin appears once again. This card has come out a lot for us lately in the past 3 or 4 shows. This time he is in his form as the magical creator. So he is appearing kind of as a magician, although it's not the magician. He holds his staff in one hand, the gnarled bark growing up into a tangle of wood at the top. His belt glows with the power of the horns of Odin's sigil. He stretches the fingers of his other hand out onto the roots of Yggdrasil. Purple energy flows through him and into 9 budding realms. We are bearing witness to the creation of the Norse cosmology. These are Asgard, Alfheim, Vanaheim, Neoveller. Don't, please, if you know Norse stuff, don't worry about my Midgard, Jotunheimer, Niflheim, Muspelheim, and Hel. Odin's raven companions Hugin and Munin hover nearby, paying attention to what is going on below. To every end, there is a beginning. In the case, the 10 of Wands is about releasing what you've done out into the world. You spent time dreaming up this idea and working with it to a logical conclusion. The only thing left to do is let go and see what happens once it's in someone else's hands. There is a sense of loss and control when you release it to another's care. However, it is time to move on to the next thing. Even Odin released his creations and watched them as they grew and changed through the ages. So you are group 3. You're like in creation mode. You're happily waiting for your next train to come into Washington Square. You're listening to music that earth angels are sending you. So I think you're getting a lot of messages like in music, maybe from passed on loved ones, maybe from future spouses or future soulmates. Like a lot is being communicated through music. Japan is coming up. So I was just drinking some LaCroix, forget it, water. It's cherry blossom water flavor. So Japan may be significant for some reason. Any other messages for group 3? So I think you're just patient. You're just patiently waiting. Lovely. Let's see. From Loveland Spring Pack. This is my deck. I've got 2 cards. Group 3. Yeah, you've got the body. Your physical body requires self-care and rest at this time. You are experiencing a time of renewal and light body upgrades. Be gentle with yourself. And angels of creation, believed to receive, the angel said as she projected the angles and energies that would create the human's wish. So I think for you, group 3, you're playing this waiting game. So you can't move. It's not that you can't move forward. That's not the right way to say it. Between now and the solstice, you're waiting for something to manifest. You have no idea when it's coming. You know it's coming because your hope and your faith have been and your trust in the divine have really been, big chills, have really been working hard on that. You've been working hard to increase your trust, your faith, and your hope. And so there's no question about if this thing is coming. You know it's coming, whatever it is that you're manifesting. You just don't know when. And so in the meantime, you're patiently waiting. You've got your archangels hanging out with you. Archangel Santa Juan's like sending you a lot of messages through music from with guidance and love songs and messages from people in the future that are talking to you now. Maybe your higher self, maybe your future self, your future. It's like your future is sending you messages. It's like your future is sending messages into the past, which the past is now. And you're getting those. And so you're getting glimpses into your future reality now based on signs, serendipity, synchronicities, things that you're seeing, things that you're hearing, messages and dreams and dream state, and just in that time when you're in that like theta state where you're just kind of like daydreaming. You may get astral projection. You may be astral projecting somewhere. And while you're in this transitory state, like you're in between now and a new life chapter, which starts around the solstice, they're saying. And until then, your advice is to focus on two things. One is to focus on your physical self, your self-care, your making sure you're taking time out to rest, making sure you're working on your physical body, that you're getting enough exercise, that you're getting toned and fit for these new adventures, whatever they are that's coming, that you're being gentle with yourself. And all these light body integrations. And I just saw 1144, which is a 144 bringers of the light call to action. It's it's basically like an activation, a cell code activation. So you're being asked to focus on just being a bringer of the light. That could be just being, because you are the light. You're anchoring in light codes wherever you are. Even if you're not doing anything, you're working. You're doing what you came here to do. And so you may have a little bit of more of downtime. This is being recorded during the Mercury Retrograde. It's getting ready to start here in a couple of days. So you're being guided between now and Mercury Retrograde. Wait, Mercury Retrograde. Okay, yes. To take action on your goals, your dreams and desires, which is this angels of creation. I think you are my like artists, my my writers, my passionate people who work on their music and their craft, just whatever your craft is. That's what you're working on here with the angels of creation, bringing your wishes into the world. Like I am trying to finish a book, the first book of the season by June. I have a card deck that I want coming out next month that I need to work on. But at the same time, you're being asked, don't forget to take care of yourself. So find balance, just like the scales in the Six of Coins. And I do find that this is just personal example, like as I work on my own creations, as I put stuff out into the world for others, however, whatever that means to you. As a bringer of the light for me, my purpose is giving back via my cards, my book, the things that I'm passionate about, that I love to do, the channelings, the readings, the cards, through the Loveland Tarot channel, through the TLC for the Soul channel, through, Instagram where we do lives and we do healing work and all of that. Like that's my work in the world as I know it right now. I could change in the future, but that's what it is right now. So I just am doing that to the best of my ability. And I find that every time I put something out there, right away I get like a gift from the universe in return, like some sort of gift of abundance. It could be a message that I'm really waiting to hear about, or something to bolster my confidence and my faith even more that everything's still fine, even though nothing's really happening yet. But it's not that it's not happening yet, that there's no physical evidence in the 3D that some of the things that I'm trying to manifest are happening yet. So you're still being asked to have faith that some of these things that you're manifesting are happening, even though the card is like going on, even though you can't see the results yet. Okay, so let's see, any other messages for our beautiful group 3 people? This is my deck, Happy Cloud. These are all my decks except for the tarot decks. Oh, and the other one that I'm going to draw from. Oh, wow. You've got 4 happy clouds. So flow, you are receiving divine downloads. So this is just further confirmation. We just talked about you're getting a lot of messages through music, through daydreams. Don't discount your daydreams and the things that you're seeing in your third eye and somebody mentioned this the other day and I thought it was quite interesting. They said you're getting messages through characters. And for me, I've noticed like all my books are channeled regardless of whether they're fiction or nonfiction. And if you're interested, all my ebooks are free to read. The links to everything I talk about are in the descriptions of all of these shows. So you can go to anywhere the ebooks are and find my ebooks, but they're all free to read. And someone said something the other day was really interesting. They're like, you're getting messages through the characters. So if you're guided to read a book or I don't know, whatever, watch a show or something, and a certain character really hits home for you, then that is like a preview into the future. Maybe it's somebody you're going to meet. Maybe it's your soulmate that's coming up some point in time. Maybe it's a friend that you're going to run into. Something, messages are coming. The overall messages are coming in many shapes and forms as much as you need them. I do remember like the other night I was laying in bed, I was like getting kind of frustrated. Like I'm still not seeing anything about this manifestation. And I'm really beginning to like wonder, has the status of this request changed? Sometimes I wonder, I'm like, especially when it's things out of your control and where other people are involved. And so I was like, maybe the other parties in this manifestation have changed their minds. And I got kind of like, okay, Spirit, you just show me, please show me, or please give me a confirmation of what's going on. And it didn't happen right away, but the next morning when I woke up, immediately I got 2 very, very strong, very powerful confirmations that everything's fine. So ask, and Spirit will give you the messages that you need to help boost your confidence, boost your faith, and help you to keep going and see these manifestations through. Because especially if you're manifesting something that you consider to be outside of your control, typically I say that's, other people are involved, other parties are involved, divine timing could be involved. That doesn't mean that you're passive. Your job as a bringer of the light in that part of your manifestation is to hold the space for that manifestation to take place. It's not a nothing job. Holding the space for something is energetically profound. So if you're holding the space hoping, another party takes action, another person does something that will help you, and whatever, I don't know, there's so many possibilities. But if you're the one holding the space, don't discount that as being a nothing kind of a job. You're just as equally, there it goes back to those scales, you're just as equally a part of the manifestation as anybody else on the other side of it is. And so it's very important work that's being done. And they keep saying that there may be people cross-watching for other people. So, yeah, I feel like there's people that are like coming from either group 1 or group 2 that are kind of like, yeah, I'm group 1, group 2, or I'm group 1 and group 2. And maybe I can get a glimpse into group 3, which ends up being the other side of the coin, like the balance to the other 2 groups. And like we already said, they're driving this home again, kind of the group 3 person is the other side of the coin of what's happening for the group 1 and group 2 people. Very interesting. All right. The other cards that came out were Grumpy, clear your energy. I just don't. The focus of this thing has gotten worse over time. I don't know what's happening with the focus of this camera. Celestial, angels watch over you. And you rock. Take a bow. Okay, it's really just confirming everything we've just talked about. Grumpy, I would say, is make sure it goes back to the body again. It goes back to the mental and emotional well-being. Make sure you're keeping your energy clear, that you're not allowing your vibe to be brought down. Part of you manifesting what you want is that you're in alignment with the thing that you want. And if the thing that you want is a really high vibe, high energy, multidimensional, magical connection with something or someone, then you have to be aligned with each other in order for that to happen. And so the other party or the other situation has to align with you. And so you have to keep your energy up. And it's just helpful, right? For you to have a magical day. There's no, and I'm looking outside and I see a Canadian goose and it's really having trouble flying because it's so windy and it looks like it's flying sideways and it's by itself. So you're not alone, group 3 people. Even though it feels like it's hard to go on, it's hard to push forward, you may feel like you've got all these responsibilities on your shoulders. You may feel really busy. You may have a lot to do. You may feel like this solitary person kind of trying to do things all by themselves while simultaneously, manifesting your dreams and working on yourself and working on your body and all that. It's like, just angels are watching over you. I think your guides are watching very closely to make sure you stay balanced, keeping your energy clear, keeping your vibe high. You've done so much work on yourself. They're saying you just have a little bit longer to go before a major change comes in for you. And I feel like it's definitely for the better. Let's go the wrong way. It's definitely a good thing. And I think it's going to help you feeling like you've got the weight of the world and so many responsibilities just all on your shoulders. Let's get a card from Spring Fling, and then we've got one other deck to look at. This is my deck, Spring Fling. If you love any of these decks, they're all available through the Game Crafter. Got some cards that fell on the floor. You got the King energy. We talked about this in the collective message about King energy. Let's see. And along with that, you got the Hierophant, being a spiritual teacher. King energy is like a divine masculine energy. But look at that divine masculine energy. It's very playful. So we just talked about doing a lot of stuff and having a lot of responsibilities, and kind of, you may be feeling like you're the king and the queen of your reality right now, that you're the one shouldering all these things. But Spirit's like, okay, all those responsibilities can still happen, but you can do them like in a fun way to where they don't feel so tedious and mundane and boring. Because right, there's things every day that have to get done. If you're a homeowner, you've got to clean your house. Regardless where you live, you've got to clean your house. You've got to do laundry. You've got to do the 6 kind of stuff. Number 6 to me is kind of like the earthy stuff, the grounding, the chop wood and carry water stuff while you're waiting. You still got to, if you own a home, you got to do yard work. You've got to do, house maintenance. If you're the king and queen of your world, there may be things coming up where, you're going to have to get some help with them. You can't do them all by yourself. And so you're going to have to ask your guides to help you manifest certain things. It just all depends on who you are. And then to balance that out, you're still being asked to do your bringers of the light work. So the Hierophant's like a spiritual teacher, holding a higher light, holding a higher vision. It's like you're this cat up here, kind of spreading the good vibes to the collective. Keep doing your yeah, oh my gosh, it's so windy outside. Your messages. Keep doing your daily meditation. Keep doing the things that keep your vibe high, that help keep your energy clear. All right, and let's get this from the Flower Therapy deck. some final messages for my group 3 people. Oh my gosh. See, this came up in group 2. Open your arms to receiving. We've had many of the same cards through these piles. You've prayed for help. Now be open to accepting it. I think for you folks, while you're holding the space for your manifestation to happen, it's like, let's make sure you're in the right mindset that when it does come in, you're like ready to like grab the brass ring. You know, you're ready to accept it. You don't have any like you've been waiting for so long, and then the thing finally gets here. The thing that you want most in the world finally happens, and you're like, oh, you're like, maybe should I? Like you have this second thoughts kind of moment. Like, let's take the next from now, whenever you're listening to this, and Mercury retrograde ends on May 14th, so it's another 3 or 4 weeks. Let's take the next 4 weeks to get really clear that when what you want most in the world comes knocking at your door, you're ready to jump for it. So ask your guides to help you. If there's anything left that I need to work on, self-doubt, self-confidence, anything I need to work on that would keep me from just jumping with open arms to my manifestation that you've been working so hard for, when it finally comes in, you know, let's take this time to clear those things now. So that may be something you actively work on with your guides, so that when opportunity knocks, you're ready to go and you're not like looking at the past, you're not trusting your inner guidance, you know, just make sure you're really confident, you're really, really clear, because it looks like, I get the feeling that all these choice points and things that have to happen that start around the May 14th time through into the solstice time, and that will then shape the next 6 months, well, longer than that, but they're like, let's take things like at 6 months at a time chunks, that these things are all going to work out for your highest good, and that's all you have to be thinking about. And ultimately, God is your source. And so if something is meant to be, especially if something's part of your soul blueprint or your destiny, like, just trust that everybody involved is going to make the choices that are for the highest and greatest good. And you just have to hold the space for that manifestation to happen. And if you do that, then you're rock solid. They're saying you're that's all you need to focus on among all the other responsibilities it seems like you have going on too. So take care of yourself, group 3. Watch your energy levels. If you start to feel too tired, too bogged down with responsibilities, see if you can like set things aside, like prioritize, see what's the most important things that have to get done. And maybe everything else just kind of slowly gets done over time. And your guides will help you. You can work with Archangel Metatron to help you, and dragons to help you prioritize and have enough, yeah, they're giving me chills, and have enough firepower and energy, a spiritual fire to get things accomplished. All right, my beautiful group 3, that is all we have for you today. I want to thank you so much for being here with me, and we will see you all again soon. Take care.